After the recent upheaval that bedeviled the country, that has left many Nigerians dumbfounded and dejected as regards the illegal suspension of the Rivers State governor by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Nigeria Bar Association president, by the name Mr. Osigwe, has dragged President Tinubu before BBC. And in the course of this interview, he has reviewed the way forward in this matter, the next action the Nigeria Bar Association is going to take, and also with all the political juggernauts in River State. Please, I'm going to show you the video now to watch. Before you watch this video, kindly do me a favor by giving this video a thumbs up, and please endeavor to share so that the world can see. After this, don't go, just wait. I'll be right back to show us the response of Peter Obi as regard the illegality that took place at the Nigeria National House of Assembly the previous day. Thank you.
And suspended elected officials. Well, earlier, I spoke to Afam Osigwe, who is the president of the Nigerian Bar Association, who explained why President Tinubu's actions have caused such controversy.
Well, the controversy has largely centered around the constitutionality of the action, whether the facts and circumstances as exist in Rivers State today meet the requirements of Section 305 of the Nigerian Constitution for the declaration of the state of emergency. On the side of those who oppose the declaration, like the Nigerian Bar Association, we insist that the facts and circumstances do not justify declaration of state of emergency, in that none of these provisions under the Constitution has been met. Then the other aspect of the declaration which we argue against is that the Constitution does not empower the president to remove a governor or any elected official, or to even suspend the House of Assembly, because Section 11, subsection 4 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria makes it clear that in a situation where a state of emergency is declared, that it does not extend to the power of the National Assembly to remove a duly elected governor.
Some would say he was justified in carrying out these actions, whether there's politics or not.
I note that in the state of Benue, Borno, Yobe, Katsina, Zamfara, that hundreds of lives have been lost without a state of emergency being declared. And it is not to my knowledge that any life has been lost in Rivers State. And it is also to be noted that the incidents referred to by the president happened within 24 hours of the declaration of state of emergency. And if you read the president's speech and put all the reasons given in context, you will agree with me that the main reason for the declaration of state of emergency is the intractable political disagreement between the governor and his political godfather. It had nothing to do with security and welfare of the people. And our worry is that if all it takes to declare state of emergency is a political disagreement within the political class, and for the bombing of one or two oil installations, then all governors in Nigeria are at risk. Because all it takes for you to be suspended and removed and state of emergency declared is for a facility in your state to be bombed.
I mean, finally, as the president of the Bar Association, what are you going to do personally to challenge this? Because, you know, you are very clear that it's unconstitutional from where you sit.
We would first of all try to reach out to the president, the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation, and to find a solution to this problem towards reversing the unconstitutional declaration of state of emergency in Rivers State, as well as vacating or reversing the unjust and unconstitutional purported suspension of the governor, his deputy, and the House of Assembly, insisting that the right thing be done, and also working with the National Assembly to see that such a proclamation is not ratified as it will be unconstitutional, and also reaching the political gladiators in Rivers State to find a solution to this problem, which has become intractable and which does not augur well for the state and for the nation. But if these two options fail, then resort to litigation. But litigation is a last resort, which will only be activated when every effort to find an amicable solution to this problem proves abortive.
Well, the Tinubu administration also said that this latest measure is based on the need to restore peace and order to River State.
We have all seen the video of what transpired yesterday at the lower chamber and the upper chamber. Now, the Constitution states that for a president to for the president to get the endorsement of the legislators, right? Now, the both chambers must have a vote. This vote is not a voice vote. Each individual must be counted. You understand? Now, what happened? The Constitution states that it's not going to be a voice vote, like I said, it's a counting. Now, the Mr. Abbas, the speaker, and the Senate president, they flaunt, disregard. In fact, should I use the word insulted our constitution yesterday by disregarding this rule, and they decided to go on voice vote. Now, normally they're supposed to have a two-third. Two-third simply means the lower shall have about 200 something, right? 200 something lawmakers. Now they're supposed to have at least 240 or something. Now for the Senate, they have about 109. At least 70 must be counted. Do you understand? Now, this was not done. Now, Peter Obi, I love the Peter Obi stand. I love the way he's standing his ground, giving it to Pablo Escobar, letting him know that there is no hiding place for him. Please, let's read what he wrote on this matter, and at the end, let me know your take on this. All right, there's a video that's going to follow after this. Please don't go. Ensure you watch to the end. Thank you. This from Peter Obi, verified Facebook handle. While still agonizing over the ongoing deterioration of democracy in our nation, especially with the situation in Rivers State, and trying to reach out to our National Assembly members not to support and sustain the unconstitutionality and arbitrariness. I just heard that they have added salt to injury by using a voice vote to pass the illegality. The Constitution is clear that this cannot be done through a voice vote, but by calling individuals to answer yes or no. You cannot determine a two-third majority by a voice vote. Why two-third majority is crucial, it does not justify bypassing proper procedures and undermining the principles of transparency and accountability. The use of a voice vote is such a significant decision, not only disregard constitutional requirement, but also erode public trust in the democratic process as well as the transparency and integrity of the National Assembly. Decisions of such magnitude must be made with integrity, following the letter and spirit of the law. It is disheartening that a decision as crucial as approving an emergency proclamation, one that could alter the course of the nation, has been handled with such casual disregard for constitutional standards. The 1999 Constitution of Nigeria, as amended, clearly requires that such a proclamation must be approved by at least two-thirds of all members of each house, the Senate and the House of Representatives. A simple call of aye or nay cannot accurately measure this crucial threshold. When supermajority is required, it demands a record vote, whether by division, not call, or electronic means. This isn't just a technicality, it is a matter of law and legitimacy. The Senate standing orders and House rules were established to ensure that decisions of this magnitude are made transparently with accountability. Ignoring these procedures is not just an oversight, it is a betrayal of the democratic process. A voice vote for such a critical matter is not just insufficient, it is dangerous precedent. If we can bend the rules if we can bend the rules so easily, what stops us from undermining other pillars of democracy? Today, it is a voice vote on a state of emergency. Tomorrow, it could be a voice vote on citizen fundamental rights. It is painful to think that members of the National Assembly who swore to uphold the Constitution could participate in a process that sidestep the very essence of due process. We must ask ourselves, if the law no longer anchors our decision, then what does? This is not just a flawed procedure, it is a warning signal. We cannot afford keep gambling with the soul of democracy.
Okay, Nigerians, very important information. I just say make I remind you now. See, listen to me very well. You know me, I'm like that voice where they cry in the wilderness of Nigeria. Don't forget, oh, because you see all this issue where they go on for Nigeria, state of emergency, this and that. Make I tell you now, it does not mean say INEC no go fit still rig election 2027, no. Because say problem dey does not mean say INEC no go fit do the thing they know how to do best. Nigeria problem is like Z-World, it's extraordinary every day. Every day you wake up now one calamity. By the way, if you want to hear what I talk about the River State issue, you can watch the video I posted yesterday. But I just say make I remind you now, Nigerian politicians will throw a lot of confusion for your face. Remember, say a few days we start with Senator Natasha and Akpabio. We enter Copper, we enter Wike Fubara. Now that they talk of Dangote Refinery, NNPC. So Nigerian politicians go throw plenty things. As you they struggle to know which one to attend to, the period for election done they draw close. INEC and security go do what they know how to do best. Then judiciary go stamp waiting they don't do. So my fans, they play as they talk so. Make we now they put eye for INEC because you see that National Assembly, it is either we go now or we go later, but we have to visit National Assembly. You must get electoral reform to end these shenanigans. If not, Nigerian politicians go only push you before you know they consolidate their power. Then you have another 4 years of complaint and lamentation, and everybody life will continue to tumble upside down. May the Lord be with all of us. By the way, National Assembly don't approve President Tinubu state of emergency where he declare for rivers. But you know the interesting thing, because National Assembly, according to Constitution, supposed to have 2/3 majority. Like in House of Reps, where they have 360 members, they need about 240 votes. For Senate, where they have 109, they need about 73 votes. So since they know, say, to vote on an important issue like state of emergency, since they know say opposition fit, they fit no get the number of votes, you know what they do? They decided to use voice votes. The eyes have it, the nails they don't have it, Igbam, and everybody come out. So Nigeria, we know how to use illegality to cure legality. Nigeria, make we shine our eye for those where they talk. Na Fubara, na Wike, na Rivers, na Godfather, na agreement is agreement. The Lord be with you. But even more interesting, President Tinubu himself don't already decide to make himself executive, judiciary, and legislative. Before National Assembly approved the bill where the dating way sent to them, he don't already call the military administrator, he don't swear him in. And as they follow the news, between 12 o'clock today, before the Senate even approve him, he was already in Port Harcourt Government House. Immediately House pass him, he was on ground there. And then Senate don't also approve him. So Nigerians, those where they talk agreement is agreement, you think say now about River State, shine your eye very well, before you know, the Lagos templates don't enter national. Every entire state capture where everything is controlled by one person or one group of persons. At that time, we don't enter Baba Sokwe. Before anybody do anything, now Baba Sokwe is a political democratic dynasty. May God help Nigeria. This phase we don't enter so. Because as Nigeria does so now, there is no longer line of defense. Now me and you remain to help ourselves. Absolute state capture, executive, legislative, judiciary, INEC, law enforcement. Imagine contesting election against this block of captured states. Nigeria, we continue. Nigeria does not have strong men. No. We have cowards who are emboldened by the docility of the people. The day a majority say enough, it will be enough. Because now only us we save ourselves. Ask yourself, where Save Nigeria group? Our people, our daddies who have been formed Save Nigeria group under Jonathan. People like Professor Wole Soyinka, Reverend Tunde Bakare, all of them. Where they did, daddy? When our form Save Nigeria, when bag of rice was less than 15,000, they say reach 80,000. We no Save Nigeria again. Now God go help us. May hypocrisy no kill Nigeria before corruption. And our fathers in the Lord, where go they advise us, pray for Nigeria, pray for Nigeria. How far? Our daddies, Islamic cleric, Christian leaders, sure we should still they pray, ni? Abi, may we add dry fasting on top, because we don't pray, see where we reach. When the Oriburuku they go on, we no go hear any of una. Before election, we no go hear from una. After election, una go appear. Pray for Nigeria, pray for Nigeria. The Lord is with us. We thank God. God will help us. So as Nigeria be now, so now we be our own defense. So with the state of emergency, they're very good because they blow pipeline for River State, state of emergency. They don't kill some military men by terrorists for Yobe. I hope they go declare state of emergency. Akure that they protest, say herdsmen kill people. I hope there will be state of emergency. Benue emergency. You know, say Nigeria case is an emergency. Maybe at the end, ambulance they will use carry everybody because of emergency. That is emergency, emergency. Tell me what, you know, Nigeria is emergency. The Lord be with all of us. So, Ireo, may Nigerians find the wisdom and courage to do what we need to do, to liberate ourselves from the hands of these captives where they so, rather than cooperating with your oppressors, because there is no end in sight and there is no benefits for anybody in the long run. God bless you. My name is Peter for Nigeria.